Hello and welcome along. In this mod spotlight we are taking a look at the AgriCAD pack by Kemp Modding, which is released as part of the Farming Simulator Giant Mod Contest 2017. It is a large collection of mods actually. It's quite a big pack. They are based on a set of Australian implements. And yeah, there is a lot of choice and a lot of options here. So we will quickly go through them all. And my first impression before I go through exactly what's in the pack that we have here is that while there's a really nice array of equipment, the textures could do with a little bit of work. It all looks a little bit flat and a little bit 3D model-y rather than in-game. You know, going for... I've seen more realistic textures with more detail, and yeah, that my first impression is that is where it lacks a bit, this mod. But we'll work our way from the left to the right. So I'm going to try and read them off the equipment here. We have the DH960 discs. We have the DH440 discs, the DH320 discs, and finally over here the DH720 discs. We have the trailer here, the RT270. I think this isn't actually a tipper. It unloads on the underside. We can't actually. Can we jump up there and have a look inside? No, we can't. Well, we can in one way. Let's just go up there, and so yeah, it unloads through the bottom. So, which is quite interesting. We have this, which is, if we can squeeze through here, the PS04P, which is uses the something called the ProBox seed handling system, which if we come back through here, is what this is. So that's a ProBox. So those load onto the back. I think what you can do is you can fill it up, because it does have a... I did load one into it, and then you can load 4 more onto the top, which is fantastic. I really would quite like to try that out. I think that'd be quite a cool mod to use. Then here we have a set of rollers. These are, if we can see the number, we can't see the number for these by the looks of things, so we'll look that up. Oh no, there we are, the LR113. And then we have the first of the overloaders, which is this one here, where the number is again on the back, the TF240. And then here is our other loader, which is a huge one, which is the MB700. That I think these two used in conjunction would be really quite useful. So that one for use on the field, that at the edge, and then lorries just coming along and filling off this would be quite cool. Then we have here the KT094. That is a seeder. And similarly we have the KT130 and the KT190 here, which are those are the 3 seeders. 3, you know, gradually getting larger seeders. And then we have this subsoiler sort of culti plough, which is... Where's the number on this? It does not say by the looks of things. We will find this in the shop. So we have this one, which is the smaller one, and then we have this beast here at the front, which for me this is the absolute star of this pack. This on the big bud, on somewhere like Cherry Hills, where we're doing at the moment, will make short work of those fields. So much bigger than any of the ploughs that are out there. And I really want to give that a try out. And we may go and try out its smaller brother here in a minute. But yeah, so that's an overview of the equipment itself. Which, yeah, I like the variety to this. I like the options that are in this. Without any... If there are no other major issues beyond... Well, if there are no issues other than the textures, I think this is going to be a fantastic pack. It's as I said before, it's not at that excellent level. It is at that great level. It really is. So we're going to pop over here where we have a Fent waiting for us. And we're going to jump in that. And we're going to move the big one out of the way. Well, yeah, we're going to move the big cultivator stroke subsoiler out of the way. And we'll grab the smaller one and we will have a go on one of our fields with it. And then I think what we might do is grab one of the small discs as well and try that out quickly. So we'll move this out of the way. This takes 690 horsepower. It is the one I remember off the top of my head because I looked at it and went, wow, that is insane, that piece of equipment. Yeah, on a bigger map, I think I'll try that out. But we'll go try out his little brother and just see how that functions. See how that works. And then we'll grab the little seeder next to it as well. This does seem to just be a fantastic pack in general. So we'll just pop over here to this field. And at the edge, we will unfold it. And we'll see what this does. Oh, so there we go. So it's the lowering gets you in there, and it is a plough. So it is yeah, it is a subsoiler. This tractor is going fine with this, and yeah, that's a fantastic piece of equipment. I really like that. I kind of like the subsoilers and using the subsoilers, so yeah, I'm enthused by this. This is a really fantastic pack. I like it very, very much. So we'll go one way up here, and then we will turn around and come back so that we can get our seeder on here as well. But that's awesome, and really sharp turning circle as well, which will be a big necessity for the big one. And then it's back in, and away you go again. So it's this works brilliantly. I like this very, very much. Well worth checking out this pack, I think. And having some of this equipment on the farm, I think would be really good. So we've done 2 strips here. We're going to go and get the smaller of the seeders and give that a try quickly. And that'll give us just a sort of a small idea of this pack. But I'm impressed. I'm very impressed. That is a nice piece of kit, that. Discs will do similar. They will, of course, do cultivation, I think. We have the time. We will give this all a quick go. So we'll see how the discs work, and then we'll get a. Then we'll get one of the other ones out. So we'll get the wider of the 2 discs here that don't fold up. Oh, and give this a try. There we go. So again, nice little bit of kit. And drop it down. And away we go. So yes, so these cultivate. And go at decent speed cultivating as well, actually. Yeah, that works well. I like that a lot. Any other options on this? No, not by the looks of things. So they don't alter or move or anything like that. Not that I was overly expecting them to, but you know, good to check anyway. There we are. So that works very nicely. I am I am impressed by this pack. This pack is a very, very nice pack. It just, that little bit of touch on the textures would be fantastic. But in general, yeah. I think I recommend this. Very much. I might see if I can use a couple of these bits. Right, so we'll park that back up, and we will just grab the smaller of the cedars and give that a try. But in all, they seem to be working really nicely. No issues at all that this is giving us on our test map. That's interesting. Thank you. Where is our seed trigger point? It may be... Now, there is a thought here that this may not fill... Oh! This is a sprayer. This is a sprayer. I take it back. I thought this was a seeder. So if we back this up to here... There we go. We'll put some liquid fertilizer in. So, yeah, I was wrong about that. I admit I was wrong. That must inject the seed into the fertilizer into the ground then. That's awesome. That I really like. So we don't seem to have in this any kind of seeder. So, it doesn't come with that, but... That's a very interesting and different yeah, like that. Oh, I like that very much. That is very different. And quite cool, in my opinion. Yeah, I like that a lot. So there we go. We'll turn it off and fold it up. There we go. So yeah, so it's a sprayer, not a seeder, that's in this. That's really cool. I like this pack an awful lot. This is, despite its texture issues, this is a very good mod. Right, but we do need to go and have a look through the shop quickly. So we'll get this parked back up. And once we've done that, we'll get the big one parked back up, and then we will have a look in the shop. There we are. Yeah, and this big beast, this is going to be absolutely fantastic to use. I look forward to I really want to look forward to. I look forward to finding an excuse to use it, basically. And if I can talk the other midweek multiplayers into having it in, I think we will have to, because it is just that is going to change ploughing on Cherry Hills quite considerably. Right, so there we go. So drop that off and park our Fent out of the way. Like that. And we'll go and have a look in the shop. So, let's have a look here. We will go by brand. Now, the first thing I will pull up quickly is... over here, we've got the Pioneer. This is the seed box. There is a 1,000 litres for £1,000. It's basically a big bag. absolutely great. I love this. It's yeah, compared to compared to other pallets, you're looking at 1,000 litres for £900. So they're slightly more expensive, but do go with this piece of equipment. And here's the AgriCAD pack. So you got the AgriCAD. Now there's no customization on any of these, so we will go through. We'll just go through it on this screen here. You got the AgriCAD RVT11 for £30,000. £10 a day, 270 horsepower requirement. It is a 5 meter width and the working speed is 6 miles an hour. You've got the AgriCAD RVT29. Now this is the big one. It is £10, only £10 a day maintenance, but requires 670 horsepower. So nothing but I think the two biggest tractors in the game will pull this. And that's including the big bud. It is 13 meter width and 6 miles an hour. So a 13 meter width plough. That is fantastic. Awesome for big maps. We've got the AgriCAD DH320 for £40,000. It's £15 a day, 160 horsepower, 4.2 meters and 9 miles per hour working speed. We then go up to the AgriCAD DH440, again £15 a day, requires 240 horsepower and is 5.8 meters. Next, I think that may have gone too far. Nope, that hasn't. Next, we have the AgriCAD LR113, £220 a day, 170 horsepower. It takes 1 litre of liquid fertiliser by the looks of things, and is 11 metres, working speed of 12 miles per hour. Or actually, that could be fuel. I think that's... No, that's liquid fertiliser is what that is. Then we have the AgriCAD TF240 overloader. It is £100 a day, holds 24,000 litres, and yet takes most crops as well as solid fertiliser and seed. We then have the AgriCAD MB700 for £70,000. That takes 70,000 litres. Is £100 a day. Again, takes the same amount as the TF240. Then we have the trailer, which is the AgriCAD RT270. £15 a day, 27,000 litres. Takes pretty much everything. Is not a tipper though. It unloads through the base by the looks of things. Then we have the AgriCAD DH720 for $90,000. £15 a day, 360 horsepower, 9.5 meters and 9 miles per hour. And these are the folding discs. So its bigger brother, the AgriCAD DH960, is 120,000. Again, £15 a day, but requires 480 horsepower. Has a 12 meter width and goes at 9 mile an hour working speed. Then we have, so it's classed as an auger wagon, this, but it's sort of a, yeah, it's an interesting setup for the AgriCAD. PS04P. It's £100 a day. It takes 1,000 litres itself, but as I said, you can put 4 of those containers on top of it as well. So actually will hold 5,000 litres of seed. And will take most things, but obviously, yeah, seed is the main use of that. Then you have the AgriCAD KT094 sprayer, which is £220 a day, requires 136 horsepower, holds 7,000 litres, has a 9.2 metre width, takes liquid fertiliser and goes at 12 mile an hour work speed. Final two are the AgriCAD KT130 sprayer. This is again £220 a day, requires 204 horsepower. Like the previous one, takes 7,000 litres, has a 12 metre working width, and again goes at 12 miles an hour and takes liquid fertiliser. And the final sprayer is the AgriCAD KT190. Again, £220 a day, 272 horsepower requirement, only 7,000 litres like the other two, 18 metre working width, 12 mile an hour working speed, and takes liquid fertilizer. So that is very quickly the entire pack. That's a lot of equipment for this mod, and I love it. Actually, the more I've used this just now, the more I've come to love it, and the more I can overlook the dullness of the textures. I mean, there are some nice things, and it's not like the textures are have a lot of bits or pixelated or anything like that. I mean, there's some real detail on it. It's just that they're a little bit flat, which is not, and that's not a massive criticism at all at the end of the day. Yeah, that little bit of change, that little bit of update, just to make this whole thing a little bit more shiny and a little bit less dull, would lift this mod from being a great one to a fantastic one, I think. But I still would recommend it. I would still say go download this, go check it out. I think it's a great mod, well worth checking out. And that's where I'm going to leave it. And all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this mod spotlight. Please give it a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. And for all the latest videos and live streams from Virtual Farmer, please subscribe to the channel. I will see you next time. Goodbye.